All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Kageboushi. Hello, Apparition OANT. I'm feeling just fine, OA. I was having a really throbbing headache a while ago, but I took some aspirin, and now everything's hunky-dory. Hello, Shelder. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Last time, Akasaka was able to decipher the mysterious message that Tomoe left behind. And since this is not a big finale, hello Jess, by the way, I don't think he's going to be able to confront them with any success, but I think it would be cool if he actually got to meet Nomura in this arc. I think that would be a really cool confrontation. Like if he got to meet her at the very least. And I will still say it is a fucking crime that she never got a sprite. She is such an important character in the overall grand scheme of things of Higurashi. Like she's basically the arch villain. And like oh god. Hilarious, Zoe. Hilarious. And I am just like her as well as Takano's both her grandfather and that other old guy who helped her. Like seriously. I don't know what was up with their sprite budget. Like maybe they didn't want to add too many sprites of characters that didn't have sprites in the original. But like, then what is the point of even doing a console version, you know? Besides the voices and shit, if you're gonna make things look as nice as possible, then these like major characters, I think should have been given sprites. Like I will say that is probably one of my biggest gripes with Higurashi overall. Not to Oh, thank you, Apparition. But anyway, one of my biggest gripes overall with Higurashi is the vast amount of time we spend spriteless, in which characters are talking, but we don't see any sprites on screen. And these characters are not just like one-off characters, but they're like, you know, characters that are pretty essential to the story. And I know part of that has to do with the thing they sometimes use and sometimes don't. Like, I know by the time of Higurashi and Matsudabayoshi, they just stopped doing that. But I'm not mad, Oe, don't worry. And, but they did for the longest time, for the first 6 parts, they did the whole thing of the character that you're following the perspective of does not get a sprite on screen. But then they just, you know, said to hell with that in Matsudabayoshi and Higurashi. So, yeah, I say that's fine. You know, it's consistent for the first 6 arcs. But for anything else, I really think they should have gave them sprites. Enough. You guys didn't come here to hear me rant. You came here to watch some console arcs. So let's get back into it. Natsumi. What is going on with her, as if we don't know, but her past, I gotta say, was quite troubling. Like, the more we hear about her mom, the worse and worse she gets, which is sad. Huh? When she finally sensed another person and looked back toward Uishi, Natsumi's complexion completely changed. Oh yeah, let's see what Uishi's gonna see about her. And as he approached, she started looking more and more upset. Sorry for interruption. Sorry about before. I'm Uishi. Uishi from the Okonomiya bookstore. Natsumi's shoulders were trembling, said the boy, Akira Toro, stood in front of Uishi to protect her.
おや、これはいつかの学生さん。
Oh, you're that student from the other day.
もしかしてお邪魔でしたか？
Am I disturbing y'all by any chance?
何か用ですか？
Do you need something?
特に用はないんですよ。
Nothing in particular.
あなたには。
From y'all. Ugh. That obvious provocation brought a look of fury to Akira's face.
若いなあ。それにしても。
He's young, but even so. Standing behind Akira, Natsumi looked unusually frightened. She had originally given off a meek impression, but it was far worse than when he had met her before. Something in the past week must have had a major influence on her. She was starting to look completely unstable, unable to handle the situation. No doubt, this girl was hiding something about the incident and about herself.
あれから何かお変わりありませんか？
The train. What would I do without the train? Has anything changed since back then?
ああ、そうそう。
Oh, that's right.
実はですね、以前この公園で偶然こんなものを拾いましてね。
Actually, I picked up something in this park earlier.
ほら。
Here. Huh? Uishi held out the small pill case, and when Natsumi saw it, she lunged forward and snatched it away, with a surprised expression on her face. Based on that reaction, Uishi and Akira both looked at her back at her in shock.
Kimiyoshi?
Kimiyoshi?
おやおや、やっぱりあなたのだったんですね。
Oh my! It was yours after all.
同姓同名かと思って警察に届けようと思っていたんですが、いやー、よかったよかった。
I was thinking about delivering it to the police until I noticed a familiar name. So I'm glad.
要はそれだけですか？
Is that all you wanted?
なら、もう外してもらえませんか？
In that case, we're done here.
俺、君吉とこれから出かける予定ですので。
Kimiyoshi and I are gonna leave now. Despite a little embarrassment on his face, Akira confronted Uishi again out of concern for Natsumi. Standing behind him, she looked significantly more pale than earlier, and she was shivering.
学校とか近所の聞き込みでは引っ込み思案なおとなしい子だって話でしたが、わからないものです。
When I asked around at her school and her neighborhood, people described her as a shy and docile girl, so I don't understand.
あんな風に怒声を上げるほどに気が強いとはちょっと意外でした。
It's really surprising that she raised her voice and became aggressive like that. Uishi thought back to what Tomoe said about Natsumi, but she was only a shadow of that now. She was surprised when she lied to her, and it was still hard to believe. Even though Uishi had learned that she was originally a problem child. I hate that they're calling her a problem child. How dare they say she's the problem when other people were making fun of her for how she was. She wasn't doing anything to anybody. Jeez, that is some straight up bullshit. You're just making it worse by calling her the problem. That doesn't help anybody. He never would have expected her to snap. She is more the timid type, who would shut herself in and say nothing. In that case, what on earth was the Natsumi that Tomoe saw?
まあ、お邪魔でしたらさっさと退散しますけどね。
Well, if I'm in your way, I'll step aside.
そういえば先ほど ご自宅の前を通ったんですけど。
By the way, I passed in front of your house earlier,
へえ、塗り替えてましたね。
and the wall looked like it had something painted on it.
なんかいたずら書きでもされちゃいました？
Wasn't there some kind of graffiti there?
ここ最近多いんですよね。壁にいたずら書きをされた家が。
Yeah, that's what I mean, Jess. Like, but they called her that a long time ago when she was in school in Okonomiya. And that's complete bullshit. They're having several of those around here lately. Houses with writing on the walls.
テレビとか雑誌で見たことありません？
Have you seen them in TV or in a magazine? Oishi offered a smile while carefully studying Natsumi's reaction. For a person on the verge of snapping, that obstinate way of talking would be infuriating. It wouldn't be too out of place here to catch a glimpse of her alternate face, like Akasaka and Tomoe are talking about. However,
魔除けのあれ、誰がお書きになったんでしょうね。
those ritualistic charms. I wonder who put them there.
ひょっとしてあなたのご家族が？
Maybe it was your family. Natsumi's trembling was growing more pronounced. Looking at her reaction, it was clear that she wanted to deny it, but she curled in on herself more and more.
ああ、そうそう。
Oh, that's right.
おばあちゃん、お元気ですか？
How's your grandma doing?
ご近所の方々が心配してましたよ。
The neighbors have been worried.
それは
Damn, he is really pushing her.
ここ数日、お顔見てないって。
They haven't seen her around for the past few days.
どこかお出かけになっているんですか？
Did she go somewhere?
君吉
Kimiyoshi? Akira looked concerned as he turned toward Natsumi, but she refused to answer beyond shaking her head several times as her lips quivered.
東堂君
君吉
Kimiyoshi! But then, Natsumi rushed away and escaped in no time. Based on that reaction, Uishi couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed.
やはり前の印象の通りだ。
No different from last time after all. In front of her classmate, or perhaps in front of her lover, if she truly had a violent side lurking behind all this, it was hard to believe she kept it hidden all this time. And if Natsumi was patient enough to do that, she wouldn't have snapped in the first place. Uishi didn't think she had a cunning enough personality for that.
だとしたら、またやりすぎましたかね。
In that case, maybe I overdid it. He scratched his head, struggling to reconcile Tomoe's story and Akasaka's reasoning with what he just saw. For now, Uishi thought about following her home to hear a more detailed story, but Akira stretched out his hands to stop him.
ん？あなた、何のつもりです？
What are y'all planning to do?
いや勇ましいというか身の程を知らないお子様ですね。
Wow, y'all are awfully brave for a child who has no idea what's going on.
突っ込んでろと言ってるのがわからないのか。
Look,
ほら
y'all have no idea what we're talking about.
彼女は怖がってるんです。
She's scared.
そっとしといてあげてくれませんか。
Please, leave her alone. Thinking it was nothing but trouble, Uishi tried to intimidate him, but even though Akira was truly frightened, he confronted Uishi with strength in his voice. Maybe he was about to receive a beating, but he stretched out his entire body to try to stop him. When Uishi recognized the strength of his spirit, he realized that Akira was more than just a classmate.
ではお伺いします。
Then I'll ask you,
君吉さんはなぜ私をあれほどに怖がるんでしょうね。
why is Kimiyoshi-san so afraid of me?
そんなこと俺は知りません。
I have no idea.
それよりも聞きたいのは俺の方です。
In fact, I'd like to know that myself.
あなたは一体何者なんですか。
You. Who the hell are you?
私は出版社の
I'm a publisher.
嘘だ。
Damn. They're getting their mileage out of that one. Liar! Akira raised his voice as he glared at Uishi, as if he had held a child in his hands and was crying out to protect it from death. Uishi could never hate such a passionate young man.
ではそうだとして
In that case,
私は一体何者なんでしょうかね。
who the hell do you think I am? Da 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 da. Roo roo, fight the power.
暴力団の人。
And then like Uishi summons like a giant robot and puts these or like spiky orange sunglasses on, and you see like riding on the ground, and his arms are folded with like he's wearing his normal clothes, but he has like a cape on like behind him, and he's standing on the shoulder of the robot. Oh jeez. I don't know, gangster or something.
暴力団
A gangster.
そんなものに見えますか。
That's what I look like. Akira continued staring at Uishi and refused to move. Apparently, that's how things looked.
やれやれ。よりによって仇の連中と同類に見られるとはね。
Sheesh. Seeing a hard-working guy that way. He felt disappointed from the bottom of his heart.
あいにくそういうもんじゃありません。
Unfortunately, that's not the case.
こういうもんです。
This is how it truly is. When Akira looked at the police badge Uishi held up, tension ran across his face. His eyes revealed that he hadn't expected this. They had the color of despair, and an understanding that the worst possible outcome had arrived.
あなたは君吉さんが通う学校の生徒ですね。
Y'all are a student at Kimiyoshi-san's school, right?
お名前聞いてもよろしいでしょうか？
May I ask your name?
東堂。
Toto.
東堂明と言います。
Akira Toto. Shaken, not stirred.
東堂明さんね。
Akira Toto-san. Eh? After taking a deep breath and scribbling in his notebook, Uishi took a seat at the nearest park bench. Akira remained standing and looked down at Uishi as he had lit a cigarette.
なぜ刑事さんは君吉を追いかけているんですか？
Why? Why is a detective chasing Kimiyoshi-san?
さあどうしてでしょう。
So, why you ask? Uishi-san dared to offer an ambiguous response and had a smile on his face as he studied Akira's reaction. Uishi wasn't sure how much the boy knew about Natsumi. Then,
君吉がひなみ沢出身だからですか？
is it because Kimiyoshi is from Hinamizawa?
なるほど。
And Akira didn't sound too angry when the word Hinamizawa slipped out. Once Uishi heard that, he sat up straight and looked at him with a content expression. I see.
それについてはすでにご存知というわけですか。
So y'all already knew about that.
詳しくは知りません。
I don't expect to know the question.
ただ出身がその隣町の沖宮と聞きましたから。
はい
それで
Don't even know the details. I only heard that she was from the town next door, Okunomiya.
君吉家がどんな家かってことは知っていましたか？
What's the Kimiyoshi family's house like? Do you know?
いえ
Yes.
君吉の家の周りが
The Kimiyoshi house and the yards around it.
その以前奇妙な飾り付けがしてあったので。
When I went there before, it had these strange decorations.
見たんですね。
So y'all saw it.
あの様子を。
The current state. Akira had a bitter expression on his face as he lightly nodded. And after he saw the house, he thought it might have been better if he hadn't.
では東堂さん。 あなたの勇気に免じて少しなら答えられる範囲で教えてあげましょう。
In that case, Jodo-kun, out of respect for your courage, I'll tell you everything I can.
彼女のことで何か知りたいことはありますか？
What would y'all like to know about her?
ひなみ沢のお社様は君吉たちと何の関係があるんですか？
What is the relationship between Oyashiro-sama of Hinamizawa and the Kimiyoshi family?
Uishi remained silent as he crushed a cigarette under his foot. Then he slowly turned to face Akira. Originally, he came here intending to provoke Natsumi Kimiyoshi and press her for answers, but she just hid inside her shell, so he didn't understand. In that case, persuading her for information was pointless. He had no choice but to try out a confession, but that would be near impossible if she was unwilling to forgive him. In that case, maybe her transformation could be controlled by speaking with her friends?
そうだな。あるいはこの子なら彼女も耳を傾けるかもしれない。
That's right. That kid might be able to get through to her.
With those expectations buried in the bottom of his heart, Uishi decided to tell him the truth.
それではお話ししましょう。
Then let's talk.
これはあなたが君吉夏美さんにとって大事なお友達だと見込んだからです。
This is only because you're a special friend of Natsumi Kimiyoshi-san's.
いいですか？
Okay?
はい。
Yes.
Uishi lit a second cigarette, and after a full inhale and exhale, he looked up at Akira and started speaking.
Hinamizawa は大昔、鬼ヶ淵って地名で呼ばれていましてね。
Here we go with this story.
Long ago, in a distant land, Hinamizawa was known by the name Onagafuchi.
今でもその名前は残っていて、村の奥にある沼。
Even now, a swamp behind that village bears that name.
名前が鬼ヶ淵というんですが、その底は鬼たちの住む国とつながっているという言い伝えがあります。
And the origin of that name is from a legend, purporting that the bottom of the swamp is connected to the realm of demons.
鬼の住む国。
Realm of demons?
そして鬼ヶ淵は周辺の村から恐れられていたと同時に崇められてもいたんですよ。
And the surrounding villages near Onagafuchi feared and respected the demons.
Fear, respect. It was probably closer to worship. A village where non-humans lived, where those people saw it as a different world. Whether people saw it as a different world or an earthly paradise was unknown.
鬼たちはある種の仙人でもあったと言います。
The demons were supposedly capable of performing miracles.
例えば不治の病にかかった村人を鬼ヶ淵に運んで治してもらったりとかね。
For instance, a villager with an untreatable illness was brought forth to Onagafuchi and was allegedly cured there.
It matched the image of a Tengu, or immortal mountain wizard. However,
でもそこはやっぱり人食いように
But these were man-eating demons.
こんな昔話があるんですよ。
Or so the legends say, anyway.
息子を治療してもらった代償として連れてきた母親を食わせろと。
When a mother brought her son there to receive treatment, they demanded to devour the mother as payment for the service.
もちろん母親は息子を連れて逃げます。
Jesus Christ.
Naturally, the mother took her son and got the fuck out of there.
これをですね、鬼ヶ淵の住人鬼たちがですね、全員で追いかけて 取り囲んで捕まえたんだそうです。
As a result, the inhabitants of all Onagafuchi worked together to chase them down.
村人がみんなでですか？
The entire village?
そうです。
That's right.
で結局母親も息子も捕まって
Oh
食べられてしま
no.
うんですよ。
Oh, that's a terrible ending to that story, Uishi.
In the end, they caught both the mother and her son, and the demons devoured them both.
Hundreds of them, carrying torches and chasing after them. As they ran through those dark mountains, scared and alone. Just imagining it made his hair stand on end. As he listened to the story, Akira imagined such a scene. He took a deep breath with a mortified look on his face.
そして昔話の中で必ず村人全員に言われることが、鬼の狩りの時には絶対に邪魔をしてはいけない。
And in the old tales, the villagers were never told to stand in the way when the demons were hunting.
家に閉じこもって布団をかぶってろってことです。
They were told to stay in their homes and hide under their futons.
それってどういう？
What does that mean?
獲物となっている人を助けたりかくまったりしてはいけないと。
That y'all should never help her to try to hide a person targeted as the demon's prey.
鬼の狩りを邪魔しない限り危害を加えない。
No harm would come to you, as long as you didn't get in the way of the demon's hunt.
そういうルールなんですよ。
That was their rule.
もしルールを破ったらどうなるんです？
So, what happened to the people who broke the rules?
さあ、
Well,
何しろ人食い鬼ですからね。
these were man-eating demons after all.
As Akira tried to reconcile this new information, he began to tremble. But he quickly regained his composure after realizing the story had taken their conversation off course. So he reiterated his original question.
昔話よりも君吉のことを教えてください。
Please tell me about Kimiyoshi instead of these old stories.
一体ひなみ沢って何なんですか？
What on earth is all this about Hinamizawa?
そもそもお社様って。
And what about Oyashiro-sama?
まあまあそう焦らずに。
My, don't be impatient.
ここ結構大事なところなんですから。
These are important details.
つまり鬼ヶ淵、今のひなみ沢に住んでいる人にはある種の特殊性が備わっているということです。
In other words, the people from Onagafuchi, now known as Namazawa, have a certain special characteristic.
特に御三家と呼ばれる人たちにはその傾向がとても強く出ていると言っても過言ではない。
Especially for the members of the three families, who are said to carry it the strongest.
御三家？
Three families?
ひなみ沢にはですね、代々血筋を受け継いだ御三家という旧家があるんです。
In Hinamizawa, there are three major family lines that carry forward the ancient bloodlines.
村の誰もが尊敬してやまない家柄のことでしてね。
Everyone in the village honors and respects them.
御三家とは具体的に言うと園崎家、古出家、そして夏美さんの君吉家の3つのことです。
Specifically, the three families included Sonozaka's, Furude's, and Natsume-san's own Kimiyoshi family.
君吉の家って確かひなみ沢の村長なんですよね。
Of course. Isn't the mayor of Hinamizawa a member of the Kimiyoshi family?
あ、いや、ご存知でしたか。
Oh, y'all knew that.
しかも君吉家は選挙で選ばれたんじゃない。世襲です。
However, the Kimiyoshi family wasn't elected to that position. It was a hereditary title.
村長を代々輩出してきた実力者の家系なんですよ。
Their family line has been raising skilled village mayors for generations.
そして何百年にもわたって村のリーダーをずっと担ってきた。
And for hundreds of years, what seemed to be like forever, they've been the leaders of the village.
何百年もですか。
Hundreds of years?
At last, Akira finally understand the significance of the Kimiyoshi family name and called it out in a hoarse voice.
となれば村人たちの信頼はとても厚い。
The villagers had a tremendous amount of trust in them
村を代表する家系ですからね。
because their family line has been representing the village for so long.
さて、こうした信頼がどこから来るかご存知ですか？
Well, y'all know where that trust originated from?
村の人のためにとても良いことをしたとか。
Maybe they did a great thing in the past.
あるいはお金持ちだとか。
Or maybe they're rich.
It was natural to think so. Reputation, wealth, and personal achievement were key factors in politics. However, Higurashi responded no and took a step toward Akira, then continued.
実績はもちろん必要ですがね。
The reason for their prolific influence is
ひなみ沢の村では何と言っても血ですよ、血。
in Hinamizawa, they're well regarded for their blood. It's because of their blood.
血？
Blood?
今の話から何を意味するかお分かりですよね。
Even what I was talking about earlier, you'll understand.
Akira thought the story that he just heard out and considered what it might indicate. Then Higurashi pushed forward with an answer of his own.
わかりませんか？
You see?
つまり鬼の血ってやつです。
In brief, they possess the bodies of the demons.
Akira raised his head the moment he heard those words. In other words, Natsumi's body was filled with the blood of those man-eating demons he mentioned earlier?
そういうことです。
Yes, precisely.
君吉家の一族はですね、ひなみ沢の中でも最もその血を濃く受け継いだ一族の一つなんですよ。
Kimiyoshi family is one of the three families that inherited that blood strongest.
もちろん夏美さんもその一人。
Yes, precisely. The Kimiyoshi family is one of the families that inherited the blood the strongest. Of course, that includes Natsumi-san.
だからって君吉が鬼の血を受け継いでいる。
So Kimiyoshi inherited the demon's blood?
そんなこと信じているんですか？
Do you truly believe that?
ねえ、そうです。
Yes, I do.
確信しているからこそ私たちはここにいるんです。
And that conviction is the reason we're all here.
バカバカしい。
Ridiculous.
いいえ、バカバカしくなんかありませんよ。
Nope, it's not ridiculous at all.
実際今までにひなみ沢出身の人たちが次々に恐ろしい事件を起こしています。
No, it's not ridiculous at all. In fact, people from Namazawa have been causing terrible incidents, one after the other.
テレビとか雑誌とかで毎日のようにやっていますから。
The incidents have been getting covered on TV and in magazines every day.
あなたもご存知のはずですよね。
Y'all have seen it for yourself, haven't you?
Akira slowly nodded. Without those rumors and reports, he never would have thought about Natsumi that way.
ならお分かりじゃないですか。
So, y'all understand now?
しかも旧家とは縁の薄い者たちですら事件を起こしたり巻き込まれたりしている。
Even the people unrelated to these incidents, to these ancient families, are causing blood and becoming involved with these incidents.
だとすれば、それ以上に縁の深い君吉家なんかはもっとひどいことになる。
And if that's the case, then the Kimiyoshi family, which is more closely related, will have it worse.
なんて思いませんかね。
Wouldn't y'all agree?
それじゃあ君吉があんな恐ろしい事件を引き起こすって言うんですか？
Then, are you saying that Kimiyoshi might cause a terrible incident?
いや、それはわかりません。
No, I don't know that.
ですが、それを疑うからこそこうして調査しているんです。
But while I have my suspicions, I need to investigate and confirm.
分かっていただけましたか？
Do y'all understand?
そんな
No way.
Akira couldn't hide his agitation upon hearing Ueshi's words. He was paralyzed with his eyes open wide. But then he violently shook his head, as if trying to deny that reality.
嘘だ。
Liar!
君吉がそんなこと。
Kimiyoshi doing something like that.
バカバカしい。
Ridiculous.
そんなことありえない。
That's impossible.
Despite saying that, his voice trembled, and there was no strength behind his words. Though he thought it might be cruel, Ueshi asked another question.
でもあなた、夏美さんがひなみ沢出身かどうか最初に聞きましたよね。
But do y'all remember how it originally felt when you learned that Natsumi-san was from Namazawa? Huh?
君吉夏美がひなみ沢の出身で、それがどういうことを意味するのかを確認したかったのは、
When you learned that Natsumi Kimiyoshi was from Namazawa, it made y'all want to know what the implications of that were.
彼女に対して何らかの疑いがあったから。
It gave you reason to be suspicious of her.
そういうことじゃないんですか？
Isn't that so?
suddenly caught his breath because the question had hit a bullseye.
疑いなんか俺は
Suspicious. Me?
疑いがなくても不安だった。
Even if y'all didn't directly suspect her, it made you anxious.
そうでしょう。
Right.
不安の原因はもちろんひなみ沢の出身だからです。
And the cause of that anxiety, of course, was that she was from Hinamizawa.
ひなみ沢にまつわる噂を口では否定しながら、実はあなたは恐れていた。
In reality, you're afraid. As much as you say you deny the rumors about Hinamizawa.
違いますか？
Am I wrong?
我々は事件の裏を疑うからこそ調査し、真実を知ろうと動いているのです。
We investigate because we feel that doubt, and that's what allows us to find the truth.
Damn, that sounds like something Edgeworth would say.
あなたとは違います。
But you're not like that.
こっちは真剣なんですよ。
We investigate because we feel that doubt, and that's what allows us to find the truth. But you're not like that. This is a serious matter.
Akira finally raised his head, as if repelled. Oishi was no longer smiling. He was casting a stern glare that felt like it was illuminating the boy. Not illuminating, my god. Admonishing the boy. How did I get illuminating? Jesus Christ. I cannot read today. He was casting a stern glare that felt like it was admonishing the boy.
違いますかね。
Am I wrong?
なぜならあなたはただ疑うだけだ。
Y'all did suspect her.
彼女を信じる勇気もなく、真実を知ろうと努力もせず、ただ逃げているだけ。
Am I wrong? You did suspect her. But you didn't have the courage to believe in her, nor did you make any effort to find the truth. Y'all just ran away.
私にはそう見えるんですがね。
That's how it looks to me.
どうです？
What do you have to say to that?
俺は逃げてなんか
I didn't run away!
では逆にあなたにお伺いします。
Then I'll ask you a question.
あの子のこと、本当に助けたいと思っているんですか？
Do y'all truly want to help that girl?
どういう意味ですか
What do you need?
つまりはこういうことです。
In other words,
最初に確認したってことは、人を殺すようなイカれた連中と君吉夏美が同類だったらどうしようかと、最初に予防線を張ったわけだ。
first thing we need to confirm is if Natsumi Kimiyoshi has killed anyone. And if we can build our initial defense and line around that.
あの子のことを心配していると口では言いながらも、その点については目をそらしている。
As much as y'all say you're worried about her, you turn a blind eye to that possibility.
それであなたは彼女のことを本当に理解しようとしているって言えるんですかね？
In that case, you can really say you're trying to understand her. As much as you try to say they're worried about her, you turn a blind eye to that possibility. In that case, can you really say you're trying to understand her?
Akira, having finally recognized his own cowardly and selfish attitude on the matter, began to shiver.
私夏美と話してみるよ
I'll
そ
talk
れで
to
何
Not.
とかする
So many pauses, jeez. I'll talk to Natsumi. I'll deal with all this somehow.
千里
うまくできないかもしれないけどいや
うまくいかせる。
Chisato. I may not be able to accomplish anything, though. No, I'll do it.
それで元通りになったら、アキラくん、あとは任せたよ。
And when it's all over, will y'all go back to being the same old Akira-kun? Huh?
え、じゃないでしょ。
Huh? Won't you?
あんたが彼氏になって夏美の防波堤になってやれって頼んでんのよ。
I'm asking y'all to become a proper boyfriend and supporter.
いい？わかった？
Don't you get it? Back then, Chisato made it abundantly clear she wanted Akira to protect Natsumi. If she could believe in that, she would do her best. Nevertheless, what did he do himself? Even though he realized the gravity of her situation and knew the truth of her troubles, he refused to step forward out of fear that she would hate and reject him for it. To tell me the truth would have been a sensible thing to say. In truth, it's something he should have already asked Natsumi. So how can he open his heart to her if he's not willing to embrace that? On the surface, it seemed like it was his duty to think about her and be considerate. So could he rely on the power of this detective standing before him in order to save her?
俺はどうすれば。
What should I do?
また逆にお聞きします。
Now, let me turn that around on you.
あなたはどうしたいのですか？
What do y'all want to do? Then, he decided. He wanted to help Natsumi Kimiyoshi. He wanted to grab hold of all the problems afflicting her and believe that they could find a solution together. And if so, there was only one thing to do. Muster the courage and compassion to ask Natsumi about her problems.
俺君吉と話してきます。
I'll talk to Kimiyoshi.
刑事さん、俺たちに少しだけ時間をもらえませんか？
Detective, could you give us a little more time to deal with this?
ねえ、わかりました。
Yes, I understand.
それじゃ何かありましたらここへ。
Then Uishi pulled out a notebook, wrote down the phone number for Kageboushi Station, and handed it over. Oh, I think I missed a line. I'll talk to Kimiyoshi. Detective, could you give us a little time to deal with this? Yes, I understand. Well then, if something comes up, take this. After receiving it, Akira immediately ran out of the park. I hope this goes better than last time.
やれやれ。若いっていいな。
Yada yada, does it? Sheesh, the energy of the youth. After finishing his last cigarette, Rishi rose to his feet and stamped it out. The dusky sky was already turning from a bold red to a deep blue.
間に合えばいいんですけどね。
Maybe he'll make it in time, he muttered to himself in thought. How on earth could he make it in time? Perhaps a tragedy was waiting for Akira that would make his hair stand on end. If so, then what he did just now was involve the boy in a dangerous situation. Uh-oh. That's not good for Uishi's career, if anyone finds out. It made him anxious. However, with Natsumi Kimiyoshi unwilling to open her up to anyone, there was truly no other means of getting information out of her. Huh? He examined his own surroundings. He began to feel like he was being watched. The crying voice of the Higurashi echoed through the entire park.
さて。
Now! Huh. Uishi suddenly felt a discomfort in his back pocket and pulled out his paper. When he examined it closely, he noticed the power's off. Power's off.
しまったな。
Oh, shit!
何も起きていなければいいんですけど。
I hope nothing came up. Oh, no.
もしもし
That's why they couldn't get through to him. Hello?
すみません。ひょっとして私に誰か連絡を。
Sir, do you know if anyone was trying to get a hold of me? What?
本当ですかそれは。
Is that true?
そう。
Damn it! When Uishi got in touch with Madoka, she rushed into her urgent message without wasting any time in a greeting. Then he immediately hung up the receiver. And then he leapt out of the phone booth with enough momentum to kick a door down and chased after Akita without waiting for a police car. Damn, I hope Uishi can keep up with his physique. Oh my
たら
god.
れてるのか私は。
Oh wow, this is a cool BGM. Is this the curse?
ことごとく裏面でちまって。
This is gonna completely backfire! He had intended to prevent a tragedy, but the situation was rapidly escalating in ways Uishi couldn't imagine. As things are now, Akita is in serious danger. He couldn't bear to see another young person lose their life due to his own actions. Oh my god. Oh god, that would break Uishi. That would fucking break him. Oh my god. As Uishi muttered to himself, he constantly wished for that earnest boy's safety. And he continued running as hard as he could. Oh boy. Damn, that was longer than I thought. I'm sure glad we did the beginning part of that last time. We're pretty much halfway through sorry, not halfway, I should say. We finished that rather long part. So now I believe it's time for part 22, and that part is also on the big list anyway that I'm using to time this thing, and Apparition is able to see in a bit more detail. I'll definitely do part of this, at least half. I think I'm going to go up to the point where Apparition said, there's a stopping point here. Yeah, halfway through this part. And then next time we do the other half in 23, which is a part actually that is a reasonable length of time. Okay, and yeah. Hold on one second. I am just going to take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. It's another date like the screen. Thanks, Apparition. Thank you for waiting. Let's get back into it. Saturday, July 2nd, 1983. Kimiyoshi House. Damn. Especially when it's all negative like that, it definitely looks really creepy. Looking at it in hindsight, earlier when Todo-kun saw the decorations covering my entire house, I thought I lost something inside of me. Oh, Natsumi perspective. Todo-kun acted like he cared about me and said see you at school. Then went home and acted like nothing was wrong. But for a moment, he looked up at those decorations and had a look of disbelief written across his face. That image was burned into my eyes and wouldn't leave me. Even before the disaster, I was feeling irritated with Grandma. What is this curse? What is Oyashiro-sama? Mom would always talk to her about it first, so I was able to keep quiet, but I definitely felt a hatred deeper than I ever said. I don't believe in gods in the first place. Gods seem to give men trials and watch from the sidelines, like it's a game to them. But that sounds more like the work of a demon to me. And in fact, giving people the impression of a happy future, then taking it away at the last minute, sounds more like the work of a con artist. Is that wrong? Should I not think of it that way? Then prove it. If you believe you'll be rewarded for your patience, I want you to show me some legitimate proof. My God, Natsumi's inner thoughts are incredible. This is like, kind of like Sumi Hiraboshi in regards to Rena, almost. I never knew she was so cynical. Yet for all the screaming I do in my heart, I've never seen any sort of divine blessing. That's why I decided that gods don't exist. After all, it wasn't a god that rescued me from my disgusting environment back then. It was because they admitted me to the hospital. That, and the strange medicine they gave me from somewhere, were able to free me from my suffering. Since I began taking it, my heavy emotions have gotten lighter. Before then, I was frustrated by everything except myself. It made me feel unpleasant, and it pained me to get involved with anyone. But thanks to that medicine, those dark, depressing feelings gradually diminished, and the obnoxious voices around me began to feel less unpleasant. So I continued taking that medicine like my parents recommended, taking it several times every day. That was what the people somewhere decided what was best. But the medicine was incredibly effective, so I began taking it anytime I started to have dark feelings. And thankfully there were no side effects. But right after the huge disaster, the supply of medicine suddenly got cut off. That must have been... Oh my God, that must have been EDA. That must have been EDA sending her that medicine. Oh my God. That explains a lot. So from then on, I had to be more careful about choosing the best times to use it. And I gradually began to feel a lingering dread. Because ever since then, I heard a voice talking to me inside my head. And no matter how upset I get with it, that voice just won't go away. This is a lot like Sumi Hiraboshi here. It's so annoying. It makes me feel more and more irritable. So every time I took the medicine, it made that voice go away. But one day, after Totokun saw the weird decorations on my house when I came inside to take off my shoes, feeling depressed. That voice spoke to me more directly.
いい加減にしてよ。
Enough already?
あなたは一体何なの？
What on earth do you want?
答えてよ。
Answer me! What's wrong, Natsumi? You're frightened.
みんなといる時も一人でいる時も関係なくいつも私に話しかけてきて
Even when I'm with everyone, and even when I'm alone, you're always talking to me!
なのに返事をしてもあなたは笑ってばかりだ
Even so, your answer is always just to laugh at me!
用がないなら私に近づかないでよ
If you have nothing important to say, leave me alone! Don't laugh!
イライラする
It's annoying!
それにあなたは誰
And who are you anyway?
一体誰なの
What earth are you? Huh? You're asking that now? I thought you already knew.
知らないあなたなんか私は知らない
I don't know! I don't know you!
勝手なこと言って私を惑わせないで
Don't say something so self-centered!
もうどうか言ってよ
Now go away already! That's a lie. You really do know. You've already realized. But you don't want to know, is that it? So you're pretending you don't. Right?
そんなことない
That's not it!
私は
Hey, Natsumi. Is it so hard to see your true self?
何を
What? Because you really have an aggressive personality, don't you? Letting it out is better than keeping it locked inside. Giving a beating is better than taking a beating. Damn. Void Dweller, yeah, welcome to the stream. It really does feel like Venom. My god. Making someone cry is better than crying yourself. And rather than being killed, killing is... Huh? Am I wrong? If that's the case, I'll leave right here. Are you okay with that? Are you? It's a Spider-Man villain. Oh, wait. You can hide your thoughts forever. Let them accumulate. Wait it out. And keep on struggling to breathe until you die. It's your choice. That might be a nice way to go. But are you really okay with that? Even if it means losing the things most precious to you? Toto-kun seemed really shocked earlier. Would it be alright to hate him for that? Of course I know! That doesn't sound good at all. After thinking about it so hard, it finally got through to you. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking too, Void Dweller. You've always longed for his affection, and you were hoping to become a couple, right? right? Isn't that so? Aren't you at your happiest when you can communicate your thoughts to him? In that case, you can talk about anything.
そうだよ。
Right. That's right.
失いたくない。東堂君は 私の
I don't want to lose Toto-kun. Right. I understand how you feel, Natsumi. And thanks to that crazy old hag, everyone is looking at you differently. Tough luck. Your love ends here. Are you satisfied with that? That's impossible. Right?
できない。できるもんか
Impossible. Impossible.
あんなせいで
Because of that. Right! That's it! That's the right feeling! Doesn't that feel better? Nobody knows the pain you keep hidden. Nobody understands. Then why endure it? Maybe someday the gods will be watching over you and grant your wish. Is that what you believe?
そんなわけあるか
That's not it!
神様なんて私をちっとも
The gods would do anything for me! Yeah, that's it. If that's the case, then it's simple for me to help you. Huh? Okay. Listen very carefully. You'll get a phone call from Mom soon. Nothing special about it. It's a regular call. When Mom finishes her errands. She always calls home. And when she calls, you can tell her about the old hag. Yes, while crying. That's important, okay? Then the old hag will hear and start to feel worried, so she'll come to talk to you. And then, from behind, or from the side, you can suddenly emerge to make her turn around. So, she'll be so surprised to suddenly hear your voice. She'll accidentally lose her grip, and unfortunately, she'll fall down. Then she'll coincidentally smack her head against the furniture that's in your path and regrettably end up dying. Sound good? You only have one chance. If you miss this opportunity, you'll have to be patient, because you can try this once a day. So, please be careful. Okay? Nobody will know. Nobody will blame you. Nobody would believe someone as pure as Natsumi Kimiyoshi, that pure, sweet, shy, innocent girl that you so love to pretend to be, would commit a murder. Okay, jeez.
Ah, well. God. I have way too much fun playing evil characters or intrusive voices in people's head. My God. Rustle, 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 rustle. It felt like a foreign body had entered my eardrum. Like something was crawling around behind my ear.
負けるもんか。
I won't give in.
Even now, that person continues reciting those weird prayers to a god I don't believe in, without even a care for how much trouble and unhappiness it inflicts upon us. I will always miss Beato. Oh, I.
負けるもんか負けるもんか負けるもんか負けるもんか負けるもんか
I won't give in, I won't give in, I won't give in, I won't give in!
Right. Nobody can rely on that. Don't ask for help. Yep. That too, apparition. No matter how much that person trembles in fear, I don't think I can refuse this. So I'll continue to leave it unleashed. Abandoning my pursuit of happiness would be a cowardly way of giving in. Get in the robot, Natsumi. Oh my god, oh wait. But this will be the end. I can grab a hold of that happiness. I won't give in. Even if I'm alone in the end, I won't give in. I won't let go of the happiness I've grabbed hold of. I won't give in, I won't give in, I won't give in, I won't give in! Right. That person is not the grandma I know. It's an ugly, filthy, non-human creature. She looks like she's trying to blend in here, sitting in this house with that pleasant look on her face. Disgusting, filthy thing. Disappear, 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 disappear! Look closely, Natsumi Kimiyoshi. Clear your mind, open your eyes, and look at that person. That person, taking on the appearance of Grandma, is your enemy. Her body was taken over. She's an enemy now. So you need to drag that person out as soon as possible and return everyone to their original form. Only you can do it, Natsumi. Come on! Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! With the whispers in the back of my ear encouraging me to deal with that person quickly, I built up more and more of a sense of duty to the cause. I see. I'll give you more than that. I'll never forgive the people who destroy my happiness! When I entered that person's room, that was really loud? Okay, I was scratching the leather couch. It's fine. The smell of incense was in the air, and that person was muttering something towards the altar. I didn't mean for it to be that loud. It was nowhere near that loud on my end. Sorry. When that person noticed me, she gently raised her head and looked back, looking at me in the eyes with a gentle expression. Don't look at me!
夏美ちゃん、どうしたんだい?
Oh, Natsumi-chan. What's going on?
The time has come! Rather than resorting to brute force, you chose to talk to me in that soothing voice. Imitating Grandma's voice. How
Insolent!
Yeah, what is the deal with the name tags in the Kimiyoshi family? I don't usually have long nails, Void Dweller. I like to keep them relatively short, just for neatness sake. Long nails are a pain. I used to when I was little, but I was too afraid of getting them bent on shit, so they're kind of short. I just keep them nice and neat.
It seems like you're trying to distract me, but sorry. I've already seen your true identity, so I won't be fooled any longer.
夏美ちゃん
Natsumi-chan. Turning on my heels, I left the room. My heart ached for a moment over what I was about to do. But that wasn't Grandma in front of me. It was that person wearing Grandma's skin. So I made up my mind. It was time to act. It will only take a few minutes. I just need to muster a little courage. Behind me. Sorry.
I don't know, it feels like a little tickle in my throat. I'm okay though.
I could hear the sound of clanking beads as the prayers began again.
これのカム床に祝い祭り沈め祭る
Here on God's earth, we offer this to you. Accept this offering.
かけ幕もかしこみお社の狼
I see your work unfinished. Great God Oyashiro.
これのカム床に祝い祭り沈め祭る
Here on God's earth. We offer this to you. Accept this offering.
Holy fuck! My god, okay, that was creepy as fuck. I was not expecting that. Okay.
I see your work unfinished. Great God Oyashiro.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! That's enough. Casting those terrible spells is making the whole house feel unnatural. Like the song a snake charmer uses to coax a serpent from a vase, bringing that person into this house. But like usual, that person continued stupidly offering those devout prayers to Oyashiro-sama. At this point, with the anger on the verge of bursting from my chest, I no longer felt merciful. Hoping to cut off that harsh sound, I closed the door to the living room behind me.
Here on God's earth, we offer this to you. Accept this offering. I see your work unfinished. Great God Oyashiro.
Okay, it's repeating again. It sounded like they added some like reverb to the voice. That they like low pitched it and like reverbed it a bit.
Nonetheless, I could still clearly hear the voice of that person muttering those prayers. Hearing that sound, something suddenly snapped inside me. I became unleashed. The next moment, the phone began to ring. Based on the timing, it had to be Mom.
はい。
Jesus
も
Christ.
しもし。
Yes, hello, my phone sounds like a gun.
あ、夏美
Oh, Natsumi?
お母さんだけど
I was expecting Mother. It's coming. Despite crying tears of relief, a smile slipped across my lips. Now dance, Mom, just the way I planned.
お母さん。お母さん。
Mom! Mom!
私。どうしたら。
What should I do?
夏美
Natsumi?
どうしたの泣いてるの
What's wrong? Why are you crying, sweetheart?
何があったの夏美
What's happened, Natsumi?
おばあちゃんが。
Grandma!
おばあちゃんが変な飾りとおまじないを。うちに。
There's weird decorations all over the house.
まさかうちってうちの
No way. At our home?
どうしよう。どうしよう。見られちゃうよ。
What should I do? What should I do? Someone will see it.
他の人に変なうちだって思われて。
Other people will think our house is weird when they see it.
Hey, Grandma, did you hear that? What I said over the phone? As soon as you notice, you'll come over here, right? And then that person will leave the room. Good, good, good. No, 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 you will die. I was like, this is it. Now, come over here.
夏美逃げなさい
Natsumi, get out of there! Just then, on the other end of the phone, Mom tried to warn me of the impending danger.
おかしいのみんなおかしいのよ
It's strange. Everyone is acting strange.
うちだけじゃなく親戚のお年寄りがみんな
And it's not just over at our house. It's all our elderly relatives.
だから逃げなさい夏美
So you need to get out of there, Natsumi!
早く
Hurry! Amazing, Mom! That's an excellent line! Nice setup! The way you always smiled at me was just an eyesore! But now you're great, Mom! This is a perfect setup for a justifiable self-defense claim! And the preparations are complete. Now I just need to wait for that person to come closer!
夏美ちゃん
Natsumi-chan.
Huh?
Come to me like a fish following the bait. Come here without suspecting a thing. Incredible! This is incredible! Everything is going as planned, isn't it? All according to Cake. Absolutely void dweller. My god. Then, fearing I might jeopardize up the operation, I think the up there is unnecessary. I hung up the receiver. I feared that if I kept going, I might let out a laugh.
Natsumi-chan.
Natsumi-chan. Damn. Now it was getting closer. She looks rather elongated here. And super skinny too. That person made a racket as they slowly came up the hallway behind me.
もう大丈夫だからね。
Everything is all right, okay?
だから泣かないでね。
So don't cry, okay? Standing 5 meters away. 4, 3.
大丈夫だから安心してね。
Everything is fine. So you can relax. Okay? 2, 1. Just a little more. Come quickly. Then, on my neck, I felt an uncomfortable breath and turned back.
夏美ちゃん。
Natsumi-chan!
おばあちゃん。
Grandma? Before pushing her down, I double-checked the preparations.
バイバイ。
Holy shit. Bye-bye. I took the initiative and swung my arms. That person immediately fell silent, and I looked down with a surprisingly cold heart. As I gazed into the darkness, I saw the silhouette of that person. Even when I closed my eyes, that image was burned into the back of my eyelids. It was unbelievable. It was incredibly surprising that the plan went out exactly as intended. Grandma hit a bad spot, and that was the end of it. Then when Mom and Dad came home and found me crying, neither of them blamed me at all. Now, it's not over yet. From now on, I need to keep playing the part of Natsumi Kimiyoshi. Right. That's right. Is this Umineko music? This sounds like a track from Umineko. Are we sure this really sounds like Umineko music? The true identity of that person was a demon. So this was a demon extermination.
夏美何をする気だ
Natsumi, what are you doing? It's not an Umineko track. It really sounds like one. Really? This really sounds like a track from Umineko. I dragged Grandma's corpse into the bathroom. And I dragged Dad's wooden toolbox from the back room in too. From there, I pulled out the appropriate tool and I... What was the point of that? Holy shit. What's the point of doing that? The odor encircled the area. In that extraordinary stagnant air, I couldn't help but vomit. No good. I won't let that slow me down. I'm absolutely going to grab hold of that happiness.
夏美
Natsumi.
分かってるよね。
I understand.
お父さんもお母さんも
Dad? Mom?
このままじゃ私たち幸せになれないって。
This is the only way for us to be happy.
I looked back at the two of them, panting in terror, and said that with a smile on my face.
高校生の女の子が祖母を殺害。
A high school girl killing a grandmother.
もし新聞に載ったらお父さんは失業だね。
You'll lose your job if that hits the newspapers, Dad.
お母さんも友達がいなくなって親戚からも絶縁で村には帰れない。
And Mom, you'll lose all your friends. And your relatives will disown you and refuse to let you return to the village.
もうガス災害でほとんどいないか。
Oh! But I suppose the gas disaster already took care of that. Right.
あんた自分の言ってること分かってるの？
Do you understand what you're saying?
そうだぞ夏美。
That's right, Natsumi!
そんなお前。
There's no way you...
分かってるよ。
Yeah. I understand.
親戚みんなへの見栄で進学校に通わせて毎日私を勉強漬けにさせたお母さん。
My god. Natsumi Chaos Mode is like... Holy shit! Jesus Christ. She has so much more malice than I think even Shion did. Who was more malicious in the super chaos mode is like Shion or Natsumi? My god.
Mom, all you care about is bragging to your relatives about how you're making me go to cram school. And study every day.
Yeah, this is the opposite of Sumeitsushi.
出世に響くから私の入院の理由を貧血症にしてごまかしたお父さん。
And Dad, you always worry that the reason for my hospitalization would undercut your career advancement.
私何か間違ってる？
Is something wrong with me?
それは。
That's right. Since I began elementary school, I was forced into studying every night. I was always told, you should be studying, not playing. So without a proper experience playing with friends, I had difficulties talking with other people. And thanks to that, my heart grew strained, hardened, and torn apart. Then, I was finally hospitalized and subjected to various unpleasant medications and forced into those tedious counseling sessions. And once I finally got better, it seems like things would get a little easier. But you used it as an excuse to transfer me into a cram school. Of course! The two of you haven't thought about it at all! And even... Oh, there's a missing word here. And even as I struggle, I crawl up from the depths of hell. You don't understand that you did this yourselves. pushing me on without my consent, forcing more and more responsibility on me, even though you kept running away.
What's wrong with you? Your faces are turning blue. 私のやってるのは二人がやってきたことと同じなんだから。I'm doing the same thing both of you did. だから全然おかしくない。So, this shouldn't seem strange at all. そうだよね。Right? 二人とも私のためにやってくれてたんだもんね。Isn't this what both of you did to me? 夏美。
Natsumi! Mom and Dad stared at me like they were looking at a completely different person, and trembled in astonishment. We need to hide Grandma somewhere before anyone can see her, because if the body is gone, then there is no crime. I had to rid this house of the demon living inside. I had to cleanse it. Right? I'm not mistaken. Am I?
はい、お母さん。Alright, Mom. 手伝ってくれるよね。You'll help me, won't you?
The family should work together to protect the family's happiness. Right. You don't want to lose the precious life you built up in this city, do you? Haruko! What are you doing? Dad raised his voice. Mom stopped moving her hands for a moment to mutter at him.
鬼退治だから。
Holy shit! She got absorbed fast. This is a demon extermination. Even though she said those beautiful words, will she really keep her word in the end? How strange! You're all so strange. Why are you so weak? Can your heads only turn so far? That's fine. You don't have to think about anything. I'll take care of everything! I heard that. Mom's heavy breathing and Dad's sobbing. Yes, this was all an unfortunate accident. So for the two of them, it's more than just losing a family member. It's a reminder of how terrifyingly close death lurks. After that, Dad drove us somewhere deep in the mountains that nobody would ever find. And at last, the demon was removed from our house. And there we go. Woo! Okay. God damn it. I have way too much fun being evil. I just... I'm sorry. Yep, here we go. Alright, guys. Yep, and it's a good stopping point, too. Thank you, Apparition. It actually works perfectly with the timing and everything. Oh my god, that was insane. Alright, guys, so this point in Sumetsushi was super, super close to the end. Yet in Kageboushi, we have half of this left, and we also have a whole bunch of parts left here too. We have we have anywhere between 2 and 3 streams left, depending on if I want the finale to be super long, which it just might gonna have to be. Yeah, if I can cover basically an hour and 20 minutes worth of in this time in non-spoken time in one episode, yeah, then next time, yep, next time is going to be the penultimate episode of Kageboushi. Yeah, next time won't be super long. Oh wait, but the last one I think is going to be longer than usual. So we are almost to the end. I guess we're going to go back to the detectives. We're going to go back to Uishi because the majority of the plot of this has focused on the detectives, so it'd be weird not to end with them too. Surprisingly little of Natsumi and her friends in Kageboushi. Okay, you guys, and tomorrow with more seabed as well. Next time, Kageboushi is a normal link stream, but the finale, which is gonna be number 14, quite likely, might be a bit longer. So, yep, tomorrow more seabed. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.